What's up, family? Let's get it ready to rumble. Welcome to Joe Jackin with Bob and TC on IntellectualRadio.com. Again, that's IntellectualRadio.com. I am your host, B.O.B. Bob, but I will go by the name of Robert Lee or Jr. if you insist on being formal. And as always, from the south side of Chicago, Illinois, give it up for my main man, Martise TC Washington.
In the building.
TC, what's up?
What up, Bob? How was your week, bro?
Man, it was good, man. My week was great, man. First of all, let me tell you about my week, man. This past Tuesday, I went over to Living Springs Church out there in Glenwood, Illinois. Tuesday night, the Basketball and Beyond program. I don't know if you remember, I used to do the Basketball and Beyond program for 3 years. So 3 years, I went out there. I actually had time to go out there this year. So I went out there. This is my man, Glenn is running the program. So the program was left in very good hands. But I went out there and I realized ain't no man over 40 years old, you shouldn't be running full speed. That's what I realized. You shouldn't be running no full speed wind sprints when you get over 40, man. I realized that I was thinking these 17, 18-year-old, and I learned my place. I actually learned my place. And and what makes it so bad, I'm going to tell you what makes it so bad. I actually picked the guy that I was going to stick, right? So I'm like, yeah, I had everybody instructing them like, you stick dude. And I stuck this guy who like had a little weight on him like me. I was like, I got this guy. Long hair, braids and stuff like that. Man, this dude hit 3 35-foot 3-pointers on me, man. 3 of them. Long range shots, man. So I was like, man, but one of the things that I was blessed about is that for a minute, about 15 minutes, I was able to talk to the young man. And the question I asked them, and the same question I'm gonna ask y'all today: what is the last book you read, and what is your last research? What is your last book you read? So I'm asking that to all the audience men. What is your last book you read, or what is the last thing you researched that your research will be something that'll be important to us? Something we may be able to benefit on. So type in, share with us. What is your last book you read? Or that's the first question I got. I got another one later on today.
Okay.
What's your last book you read, TC?
More Spicy book, man.
Oh yeah,
Souls for Sale.
Souls for Sale. That was a
Yeah,
good book. That's always a good book. My last book I read was for the book about forgiveness from John and Yuri Kruzak. That was the book I read. Let's talk about this meet and greet. Intellectual Radio Studios last night. We had a meet and greet up here at the man. I ain't never seen Earl Winfrey looking so giddy, man. Earl Winfrey had on a leopard print shirt. He had leopard print on his shoulders, man. With some, he wears size 11.
Man, no, he didn't. Don't do him like that.
He wears size 11. He wear on size 13 shoes.
Jokes, man. He ain't it like that. I wouldn't even mess with no dude dressing like that.
Man, we had a real nice time last night, man. We are so thankful for all of the shows that showed up.
18. We had 18 in the building, Earl.
It was 18?
Yeah, it was 18 of them.
18. Come on, let's roll them out real quick. Let's name them out. Like if you name one, I name one. First of all, my man Earl Winfrey was there. Like I say, Earl Winfrey did more talking than I've ever seen him do talking. Last night he was in a groove, and we appreciate that, man. Earl,
man, that's the first time he's been called pimp 9 times, so he had to defend himself yesterday. God. You know what I'm saying? Earl was on a mission last night. I felt you, Earl. We're gonna start. Everybody couldn't make it. We understand. Next time, y'all can show up. But it was a nice engagement, man. Okay. We had food and everything. We kicked it. I was on the dress. I didn't know it was a repass. I thought we finna kick it. Everybody dressing there with steppers and stuff. I'm thinking we finna have regular fun. Everybody, went on prom last night.
Say what prom last night.
But we want to thank those who did come. To 18 you all. We're gonna start and give y'all names and y'all shows. We appreciate the. We're gonna start off with Annette from Getting Caught in the Net. She was in the building.
Net, she helped co-host with us.
Oh, exactly. She's in the building.
Classy, classy hairstyle. Always do her thing. She got a great show. Tone Duncan, my man Tone Duncan from True Beers was in the building. Duncan, man. Tone Duncan is the dude, man. He's
cool,
man.
Brother, man.
Smell like a bunch of fruit, man. He been on this 30-day
I don't know if I ain't smelling no fruit.
I did. I walked past, man. He smelled like pineapples and carrots. I was like, I didn't know.
Fruit.
I didn't know what was going on.
That was strictly the Bob part of Jaw Jacking that said this man smelled like fruit. That was the Bob side.
But Tone Duncan does 2 shows. He does one on Tuesday. He does one on Sunday morning.
Cool, brother.
I shared this show this morning. He is the truth, man. He one of the only host that does a show by himself. And Tone Duncan is the truth, man.
Let's give it up to the MC last night, Miss Katie Lowe.
Katie Lowe.
Rhythm Flow.
Rhythm Flow, Katie Lowe.
Katie Lowe, she did her thing last night, didn't she, Earl?
The word is eccentric. She's
right.
eccentric.
Much love, but she made a great point, though. We do need to share and like each other's shows and stuff on the page at iHeartRadio. iHeart page. She's right. We do need to like each other's stuff. So she made some good points, but we're not going to give her no shine for the rest of the garbage she was doing. So.
Dana being Dana was in the building. Dana being Dana was in the building with the Dana being Dana show. I know her show is on Wednesday nights, right? And her daughter, she helped me with the drums all night. Her daughter helped me with the bongos all night. She was focused. She almost made me make a mistake. Her daughter was so focused. I was like, I can't mess up. Who you got next, T?
We got the man with the poem, man. Kevin McGee from Connections, man. He had a nice poem.
Yeah,
he read
last
night.
He said jaw jacket.
Yeah, jaw jacket made me just pay attention more.
Yeah,
once I heard jaw jacket. But
on the top of his head, right? He do a freestyle. He freestyled.
That was a nice poem he did last night. I got to give him his props, man.
Yeah, he was Rick Lockhart. Rick's room. Rick Room was in the building. He got a great show. He got a great pace. I love his show. He on Wednesday night too. I think Rick is on Wednesday night too. He got a real great show. Rick is the truth. Who you got next?
Okay, we got Jay and Simply E from J Spot. They's in the building.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Kept talking about we did them wrong. No, we didn't. We didn't do y'all like that. Yeah. So we got the final say.
Well, we love y'all. Hey, you know what I love about J Spot? J Spot always speak their mind just like Joe Jack. We speak y'all mind. We gonna speak our mind, and we always gonna support what y'all do. Hey, no, regardless of what, you know,
all day.
You know, Ken and Benny from Black Men Vent, right?
Interesting brothers, man.
Interesting brothers, man.
We got an invite for y'all anytime. We'd love to talk with y'all brothers, man.
Anytime. Ken and Benny, Black Men Vent. Who you got next?
We got Miss April Deshawn from Everyday People.
Everyday People.
Oh yeah, it was nice little young lady. Yeah. She do a little poetry thing. Little event she having April 28th. We should always support her and check her out.
Darcy Redmond. Miss Darcy Redmond from Making Waves with Miss Darcy.
Right.
Darcy got a fantastic rhythm going on.
Darcy, yeah, she on the move, man.
Yeah,
she on the move.
Yeah, Darcy,
don't forget about us.
She made a statement that made her instantly like very attractive.
Right.
I made $500,000 like selling waters. Like I said, man, you did that selling water. She doing her thing though.
Yes,
she's connected.
Much support, much love.
Moving around real good right now. Darcy Redmond. Who you got, T?
We got Vera in the building for Cats Out.
Vera.
Yeah, she's in the building. Vera. Too. Yeah, she was. Yes, she was. Right. But you know, that's the one with Aiden ran. So, you know, we had to put it out there. We're gonna tell you what you did. But thank you for coming for those 4 minutes, you know. We had security there. We put plate down. You can say hi and go. You ain't supposed to eat.
Now you gonna pick a name. I couldn't even pronounce this. Dude, what's his name? Wate. Is Wate. This is what is True in Effect. Is that they show?
Right.
True and the Fact. Chewing the Fact.
Chewing the Fact.
Oh, Chewing the Fact.
Yeah.
With Wate is his name. Wate and Shonda. Wate and
Shonda one had the back surgery, right?
Right. She one had the back surgery. That's right.
That's
True. Chewing the Fact. Okay, who you got?
We got the musicians was in the building representing for Bobby. We had the Gibbs brothers from Chicago Millionaires. They did the little song last night for a reunion. It was jamming, you know.
Family reunion.
We got to put out there. They snuck up on the mic though, because Bob told them wasn't no singing, but they found a way to get it in. But we appreciate that.
Don't play no games. They gonna find a way to get behind that mic and say.
Y'all picked the right sound though.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate that song, man. I really appreciate it.
It was.
Miss Benita with One Drop Elopes.
Yeah.
She's a deep sister. That's a deep sister.
Yes, she is. Yes, she was.
Man, she check out our page. You can like our page also. One Drop Elopes.
We gotta get up to Mr. David Seaton, representing the other half of Humanity and Headlines. He came in and represented y'all good, Atiba. Much love for David coming to the building last night. He represented, man.
And Miss Wanda B from He Said, She Said.
Oh, yeah.
With her she got a squad full of hosts and hostesses. Wanda B got a squad full of them. Now, here's the thing, though. If you're listening to the show on Facebook Live, and for whatever reason, if the Facebook Live drop, you can also pick up the show on IntellectualRadio.com. You can go there, subscribe to the show, IntellectualRadio.com, and you can listen to any shows that's live streaming on Intellectual Radio. The other option you can listen to the show on internet radio is YouTube Live. Go to YouTube Live and go to Intellectual Radio. If you subscribe to that, you'll also be able to get all of the shows that are live streaming, and you'll get notifications from them.
Right.
So for whatever reason, Facebook Live drop, you can go pick up the show from IntellectualRadio.com. And any of our guests, we always want their people to know, because people are not friends with us on Facebook. So for whatever reason, if they're listening to the show in this way, they can pull in Intellectual Radio. And it's over how many shows, Earl? 60, 70 shows? It's over 70 shows over here at Intellectual Radio. We got another studio side B that we need to fill up, right? Need to fill that up. So if you want to fill that show up, if you got any type of inspirational idea of yourself to think you can do a show, call the number 708-223-8953. 708-223-8953.
While we get this time, we also use our platform to support everybody that we know and people doing their little personal business ventures. So I want to give a shout out to Traveling with Trish. So if anybody thinking about traveling, you get in contact with, again, Traveling with Trish. You can check out, and she got good deals and good vacation packages. So check it out. Also check out the new cigar lounge we opened up on 163rd and Halton, right next to the SLR club called Cigar Rolls. My man R. Russell, check it out. We're gonna have a little hookah lounge, a cigar lounge out there, and of course, I always check out the little Sandpipers Lounge out there, 14434 Chicago Road in Dalton. My cousin Chucky doing his thing out there. We got the pool. We got June already sold, so we got good things going on. Be looking forward to the Jaw Jacket pool party. You know what I'm talking about?
First question of the day was, what book have you read? Or what research have you done? That's an ongoing question throughout the show. You can ask that question. Another question of a theme that we had throughout the whole night during the Intellectual Radio meet and greet was about support. You know, right. I got a sister that does plays. I got a brother that do comedy. We do a radio show. But the similar theme, I heard a similar theme going on with all of the shows about support. And my question is, this is my question. If, for whatever reason, if you had financial security in your life, what things would you support? Or how would your movement be different? And we got a man in our second hour that's coming on at 5 o'clock. Lee Moore, Mr. Lee Moore. Every time I think of Lee Moore, I think of money or some nice alligator shoes or something like that.
Oh, we got some real questions for you, though. You know, we got some real questions.
Lee's gonna come on in our second hour.
Bob do the love, and I put the gloves on because we want some results. We got some questions for you, brother. Oh, yeah.
But in the first hour, we got our mans from Chicago Heights coming in the building. Baby, y'all don't understand what this mean to us.
They showed up.
Chicago Heights is always, they cuffed us, made us feel like we stay in Chicago. We're going to tell you that story on the other side of the break, man. We're going to bring our mans in. Our mans from Chicago Heights. There's much love in the building. We're going to show y'all what real brotherhood, real friendship, real manhood. We men first, fathers, and we always friends. Yes, on the other side of the break, you're listening to Joe Jackson with Bob and TC
on IntellectualRadio.com.
Welcome back to Joe Jackson with Bob and TC on Intellectual Radio.
So the last thing you researched, that's the first question. Turn that thing off, volume. But that's the question for the day, y'all. Y'all want to dress that right? No, y'all can't dress nothing.
We got to introduce.
We got to bring y'all in.
These boys first. Man.
Take over, Bob.
We got to introduce from Chicago Heights in the building. Give it up for JD and Riley
in the building. Yeah. What up, fellas?
Man, boy.
Much love, man. This ain't even no fake love. This real love.
This real love.
Absolutely.
Real love. Man, first of all, man, welcome to Jaw Jacking, man. We've been trying to get y'all on for a few years now, man.
So,
JD always had some pedicure appointments or some stuff on, man. We finally got him in the building, man.
That's the man, though.
First of all, JD, me and you, we met as friends. So, our initial contact handshake is manhood, brotherhood. It's made us friends. So let me at least tell a story first. I moved out to Chicago Heights. Y'all got it? I moved out to Chicago Heights. Went over to the school. My kids was going to the school in Wilson, right? School was on a watch list, right?
Absolutely.
So the watch list meant that we had an option to take our kids over to other schools. One of them, Greenby, had a good name or whatever. Long story short, I met the principal, Miss Wall, right? I was like, that's a good person. I said, she got a good spirit about it, I said, you know what? I might consider leaving my kids in this school because Miss Wall is a nice person. But then I met this guy named Jeff Daniels that was over the after school program. Once I met this guy and I walked away and I said, man, I know they going through a thing. They in a transition, but whoever this brother was that I just met, his presence about him, his focus and the way the kids respond to him, I will trust my kids around this man's ship, the way his direction was. And that's what made me make the decision to keep my kids in that school. Give it up for Jeff Daniels. What's up, JD?
Hey, what's up, Bob? First of all, thank you and TC for having me and my buddy Riley here on the show. That story that Bob was just kind of gave it to you in a nutshell. When he came to Chicago Heights, he was looking for a school for his children, and I stopped him in his track because he had some reservations about the school. So I sold the school on him, considering the fact that I was just starting my Boys and Girls Club after school program there. And I was telling them all the things that we had to offer. We're helping the kids with their homework, teaching them character and leadership skills and things of that nature. And so in the midst of that, he and I began to converse just more on a personal level, and we kind of grew together. And I always tell him the thing that sticks out about me was the fact that he came into that school investigating what would be the best situation for his kids. But the big picture behind it was he was a single father. And I was so impressed by that. And that's the kind of person you want to be around. It's a lot of people, dads out here that don't have no dealings with their children. But for this man to move his kids, bought him a home, a working man at Ford at that time, came in a jumpsuit with raggedy shoes on like he always be wearing. But he was looking for the best situation for his kids. And again, like I said, that's the kind of person you want to be around. And I was just so impressed with him. And he's been my buddy ever since. There's a lot of other things that happen in between there. He can't beat me in basketball, football. But we get to those type of things. But yeah, I just wanted everybody to know that this man is a stand-up guy, and he raised those boys, and they are some fine young men to this day.
Yeah, now, JD got a lot of buddies. I'm going to tell you, JD got a lot of buddies. But when I met his buddy Riley, I said, man, this dude remind me of me and TC, man. These dudes out here wrestling one day. I'm like, these dudes is like 35 years old, man. They was out here wrestling. I forgot how old we was at the time, but they got the wrestling, and I'm sitting up back looking like, I'm like, man. So we got Riley, and I found out Riley's a police officer in Chicago Heights. Now, I know he's probably not doing that.
He was a lockup officer.
A lockup officer. We'll talk about it real quick, Riley. But I wanted to introduce Riley in the sense that it's a camaraderie and a brotherhood that I initially saw through y'all that reminded me of me and TC, and then when I learned about it, it went all the way back to when y'all was young. So it's like I wanted you to talk about it in your own way.
Well, me and way back to the 3rd grade, man, and I taught him how to flip, but he don't want to admit that. But I taught him how to flip. So we was doing gymnastics, basketball, everything, man. Going up through the ranks, just having a ball, having fun. I cut hair, so he used to cut my hair. I cut his hair. And when he got the job at the Boys and Girls Club, he said, man, I want you to come over, man, and just, mentor to the kids, help out a little bit. I said, no problem. So then JD was running for a position in Chicago Heights. So I got to know a lot of the people that was running for the position in Chicago Heights. So I applied for Chicago Heights Police, man, and all of a sudden they just got to know me and they gave me the job, man. So I was working nights at the police department and then coming to give time to the Boys and Girls Club. We were showing kids how to flip. We were showing them people skills, man. And man, me and JD been together for a long time, man. Over 30 plus years, man.
Man, that's
what I'm saying? Man. Actually, 35, 38. It's about 38 years, ain't it?
I ain't got my calculator.
All right, well, I'm going to break this love fast. I'm going to say how I met these cats. I met JD one day, man. We finna talk about Bob, talk about this guy can hoop. You know what I'm saying? I had me a black man. I'm doing my little do. I ain't even care.
We was going over there to 111, man. 111 Longwood. We was going over there. My brother.
Bob talking about, man, this dude JD can play. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. We got to the gym. He's all right, man. I want the best. But then they said they could play softball. Once again, I'm like, all right, we get to whoop it on them. They beat us a few times. We got the lead, though. Let's keep
we went up on them.
We went up on them.
We went up on them.
But what I liked about JD, is like, we kick it with them, JD would pull the grid out. And I barbecue myself. I'm like, what's that? That's the secret seeds. He has some secret seeds that he's putting on the meat. You know what I'm saying? We all had a good time and they embraced us, man. Shout out to Mocat, all the cats.
Big Lou.
They really embraced us.
Go ahead.
Yeah, they really embraced us, man. Those some real cats. Play softball right. The first one they hit that home run, right? Hit the home run, I remember them from them days.
And then they know he hit it.
Right, we was competitive. Every time I met them, we was doing something against each other. But it was always love.
Always
love. We back and forth our own little stadium. They got mad at our little stadium with the gate.
They ain't like setup.
Right.
They ain't liking it until they start hitting home runs.
Right.
JD the only one that hit a homer.
That's why he mad.
JD the only one. Riley hit one.
I just like to always hit the ball that you make you miss it. And I get on base.
Lou Fowler hit one. I'm gonna name everybody who hit one. Big Boo.
Yeah, Big Boo, G-Mo.
G-Mo hit one. Yeah, G-Mo did hit one.
Yeah. G-Mo. We had a good time, though. We did have a good time with these cats, man. They're some real good brothers, man. They show love, man.
I want to give a shout out to Big Lou, too. Big Lou, he's Big Lou, J. Paul, because me and J. Paul kind of like brothers, de facto brothers. We like brothers because we could not, me and J. Paul was always on the team. They couldn't beat you.
They couldn't beat JD,
couldn't beat
Lou,
you,
and
Mocat, and Big Lou, man.
And Big Lou was 17-0 before we lost.
And they come with these little Burger King crowns running around the gym.
Oh, that was hilarious.
They came with these little Burger King crowns. But I want to give a shout out to Big Lou because Big Lou was always, behind every great program. But your program was a great program. So you had Paulie, but Big Lou in particular. One day I overslept, and I overslept at the crib. And Big Lou came knocking on the door. That was a negligent moment as a father. But y'all friendship made me not look as negligent. And I appreciate that. Big Lou, the one knocked on my door, was like, yeah, man, just let me know. Let us know. I overslept. I was just out of it. But I really appreciate that. It always stuck out of my mind. I want to give that shout out to Big Lou. Big Dan. Hey, y'all Chicago Heights, man. Y'all really embraced us. So we bring this up because y'all an example of brotherhood, friendship, manhood that has embraced us. I remember a time when I was talking to Riley, I was talking about something. And I was going in, about my ex-wife.
I just called in the backyard with Dad.
Yeah, Dad. And Riley's like, man, the way you saying that is wrong, man. He corrected me. He's like, that's a wrong mindset, And I remember that, and I embraced that, and that means something to us, man.
Hey, dude, let's get this interview started, man. This feel like a little mushy fest right here, man. Let's ask these boys some questions. Let's put their mindset together. This ain't what this is right now, man. We got love for these guys.
We always gotta, sometimes, man, talk radio is not what talk is. Sometimes this is real relationships is what this is.
Yeah.
You get to know who we are, and we brought y'all on the show because we wanted to highlight these things.
It's true.
Right.
Let's ask some other things. Let's talk to them.
We got this. Now, what inspired you to get into the mentorship program, the mentorship way of doing things in Chicago Heights? And I want you to name some of the dilemmas you had in Chicago Heights that brought you out to the city.
Well, okay, cool. The first thing that attracted me to want to work with kids is that kids has always gravitated to me, whether they're infants or not. Some people will say, my baby don't go to nobody. But a kid with all that baby would be the one that will come to me, give me a laugh and this and that. So it was from there it sparked in me that I knew I always wanted to work with children. And so after graduating from school, which I'm very happy about that, in 1996, St. Xavier University,
That's what's up.
I went right into child welfare, and I was doing casework for a private sector for DCFS. And it got to the point where I was taking kids out of the home that I felt wasn't necessary to do, and to split a family up is painful. So I said, I'm going to jump the fence and go into another angle with working with kids. And the Boys and Girls Club came about, and I felt we can just mentor these kids and also help parents. We can eliminate, or as best as we can, kids going into that foster care system. And so we started that at Wilson School in Chicago Heights. What a great program that was. We were there for 5 years, and unfortunately the funding had ran out and we had to close the doors then. But a new opportunity came about at a new school in the city of Chicago. It's where I currently run a Boys and Girls Club. And we've been at this school
What's
for
the name
10
of the
years.
school?
Wendell Green.
Greens.
Okay.
And what a fantastic school that is. You know, I just never thought that Wilson could be replaced, but Wendell Green is just as good. The school, the staff, the principal, everything is just dynamic. And we service about 110 kids a day. I have a staff of 6, and we have our shares of headaches, but it's all worth it, though. It's all worth it. The work we put into those 10 years, I've seen some of my kids graduate college now. Some are working, and that's the reward behind it all, just to see them come out in some type of positive light. Now, we've seen some go astray, you know, that's natural, but you still reach your hand out to them when I see them. But the good thing is, they all come back to see me. Mm-hmm. And so I must have been doing something good for these kids. So I'm excited about the work I do. It's just my passion. I don't know nothing else.
When you say go straight, I mean, this is an open comment.
Go down the wrong path.
I'm saying,
to jail.
I guess I know what a stray is. You know.
Yeah, you know, wow, like you all correct me on
what I was trying to ask you was that feeling as a mentor. You know, I mean, I think that question to all of y'all. That's just not. I mean, you the one I'm directing it to, but when you see young men go astray, you know, when that moment when you realize, man, I lost this dude. He still respects you, but I lost his focus to the point where he's now out here contributing in society in a way that I don't know how to reel him back in. Like, how does that make you feel? How does that shape you? How does that make you think? How does that enhance you? How does that touch you all around where?
Let's just go back to the city of Chicago Heights when we first started at the Wilson School. Mind you, I went to Wilson School, born and raised in Chicago Heights, so I know just about everybody in the community. And to this day, when I go back to the neighborhood, I see a lot of the kids that we've had in the program and not doing so well. But it's not my job to just look at them as that way. You're still those same kids that I've dealt with. I'm going to give you the most powerful words that I can to try and uplift you. Just because you have 2 kids don't mean that it's the end of the world. What are you going to do about this, though? Are you going to go back to school? Are you going to seek employment? And so those are the things that I will have to offer. I'm not going to treat you any different. And then, I don't feel as I fail. I don't feel as though I fail when they do make some wrong choices, because I know I've done the best I can with them. And we've served a lot of kids, and I love all those kids. And I go through the neighborhood, and it's just like, that respect level just don't fade away. And some of the kids that you would thought would be the worst ones are the ones that love you the most.
Right. That's funny, man. That's real.
The stuff that you think back on. And even with my staff there, Big Lou, my little brother J. Paul, we all from the same neighborhood. We see these kids every day. And they call me JD, they call Big Lou, and my brother J. Paul, and we hear that all day in that neighborhood. Can't ride through block to block without hearing your name at least once, because you're gonna see some of those kids somewhere. And that's a rewarding feeling as well too. So
what about y'all? I mean, what experiences y'all had? I know. Just so you saying you be in the basketball, you was with the world with him too.
Yeah.
So
man.
like, what have you experienced in?
Jeff did a great job in the neighborhood, man.
Yeah.
I mean, by me spending quality time at the Boys and Girls Club with Jeff, them kids like, that's Riley, that's Jeff's friend. Mm-hmm. They just know that's my friend, and I used to volunteer the time. But like he said, you go down the street, Riley or JD or this and that, and them kids love you, man. They love you. I didn't even help kids out that they ain't had no money or nothing, give them $5, $10. They ain't gonna hurt me. But it put a big smile on his face, like, man, this dude gave me $5. So it's a lot of that, man. So JD did a great job with them kids out there, man.
I'll give a quick little example of a situation that took place. I was at a store, and one of my former members at the Boys and Girls Club was working in the store. Not gonna say no name or whatever, but there was a long line that I had to wait in to get service. This particular former member saw me, came from behind that counter, walked me right to the front. That made me feel on top of the world because I knew, and this particular person was one we had to put some work into. And so she's gainfully employed. I think she was the manager in this department in that store. And I was just so happy that she remembered me as somebody special, I think. So she came and grabbed me and pulled me to the front. And I never forget that moment. I
I had a situation with, that was a good story, JD. I had a situation with a young man that him and his buddy was terrorists, man. They was terrorists in this program. And I just think they was big guys too, like 6'2", 6'3", 250, 280, somewhere in that range, And they was always talking, doing the little conversations, and I just like but this guy, the next year after that, this guy became one of the, like, my, what you would call leaders without me trying to appoint him. He just started like kind of getting everybody in line, He was like, hey man, come on, man, just respect the program, man. Respect what he's saying. What he's saying is real. And it never came from no conversation we had. It was just natural, and that was just, it amazed me, it just amazed me when his transformation occurred. So it was like unpredictable.
But that's the energy that you give off, right. Bob. Yeah. Just how we connected, what they say, real recognized as real. Yeah. And that's all that was. This kid knew that you were genuine about this program or whatever. So he figured, let's make the best out of this. I'm going to get these kids in line so we can be instructed to do whatever it is. That comes from your presence.
I appreciate that, but I was just referring it to the fact that, a lot of times we have kids that can become unpredictable and we don't know where they may go, or we don't know that when that transformation occurs. Like to the question that I was asking you guys, because with those kids, it's a lot of them we lose. And that feeling, you said something earlier that said that, man, mentorship is serious to me. That's why I guess we're putting this as a theme. And that's how I met you, as a theme of a mentor. So the mentor is a theme to those societies, those communities that's out here. We got a lot of these black young men that's running around that need a certain guy focus. I just did a video in Flint, Michigan. And I was doing a video and I was going up the blocks and I was looking at all of these neighborhoods that was these houses that was really destroyed. The only thing I could think about is black men in those communities. That's the only thing I could think about. I wasn't thinking about the society, white folks. I was thinking about, this is black communities, where are the black men? So when I'm talking to mentors, men that's interacting with these young black men, that's why this is the theme of a conversation to me. So, when I ask those questions, I'm just asking to hear, what do you do? What adjustments do you make when you see those hopeless, when a young man take a left turn and he's still in a circle or he's still in a crowd of the other young men? Because we, like last year, to make this real, we lost one of the young men we shared, Lil Dave.
Absolutely.
We lost Lil Dave. Lil Dave, man, if people don't understand who Lil Dave was, I know it's JD now. Lil Dave used to live next door to me in Park Forest for 4 years. Lil Dave and Tyrell, his brother, used to be on my house every day for like 4 years. Every day. They moved around and they always, to the point where, do you remember this? Even when Miss Wall, the principal at Wilson, used to call me sometime when Lil Dave acted up at school.
Yeah,
she used to call me, and I wasn't even his father. I used to always feel like, man, Lil Dave is like my son. He like my son. Until I went to his funeral and then met his real father. It's like, dang, Lil Dave wasn't my son.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. He wasn't my son. I'm looking at his father crying. You know what I mean? So my point is to that is like, how does that make you feel when we lose like a Lil Dave?
Well, it's definitely not a good feeling to lose anybody, especially when you work very closely to them. So to try to answer that question, that's a really kind of tough question, Bob, because you immediately gonna feel that sense of failure to yourself, but then you have to reverse it and make it reality to know that we can't save them all. But, we can do the best we can. So when we see these kids in these positions, just going back to the city of Chicago Heights, I still have these conversations with these kids. That's the best we can do. It's never too late. Now, whether they take the advice or not, that's up to them. But as long as you've tried, then you can deal with it in a much better way, as opposed, like I said, just feeling like you failed them, but you didn't. So if we see these kids going down the wrong path, your parent would do, just try to reel them back in.
What things do your program teach over at the school you at now? What things do y'all teach? I remember you used to have stuff like the tug of war.
Well,
you used to have the tug of war rope. You remember the tug of war back in Esmond when you had that TC?
Mm-hmm. One of the programs that I really like that we have is called Passport to Manhood. And what that does, and I actually run the program, this particular program, because I think I'm very strong in that area. And what it is just mentoring these young men and teaching them to transition from being a kid into an adult. And so there's a book that we have, but I don't really go by the book because I normally use most of my experiences in my life, which make it much more interesting.
So you don't go by the book, you jump off the book.
Yeah, no,
So your program you can't even follow. You can't even follow.
I look at the topic for the day, and then we'll flow on it. And so what it is, what it teaches the kids that all of y'all are pretty much the same. But what are we going to do to bounce out of this box of all these negative factors in their lives? Single parent home, drug abuse, drug abusing parents, just all the negative. And so when the program comes to an end, it eliminates a lot of the talking about each other, because they learn all of these things that they all are similar in many ways. And I always like when we get to the point of who has a little more than the other. This child may be a little less fortunate than the other, but where are you less fortunate in other areas? But he got his daddy, but you don't. So which one would you rather have, the Jordans or your daddy? Those type of things. So right. I give it to them like this so they can see the reality of it. And we all suffer from different things, and we try to hide it. The kids try to hide it behind material things of that nature. And so when we talk about it, bring it to the forefront, and let them see the real, then they get a new respect about life, themselves, their home front, their parent, and their peers. So,
do you find yourself having to cut some of these kids out a little bit on the low just to get them back in?
That's every day. That's every day. They respond to that better, unfortunately.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. I learned that. Like, I'm not saying necessarily, but you have to talk a little strong, like, in a way, especially with young men. Man, you got to say a little something to them. Oh, yeah. You got to say, are you a fan or you are for or against uniforms in school?
Am I what?
For or against the uniforms in school?
I'm for it.
Yeah, I'm you definitely think that benefits the situation?
Yeah, again, it goes back to taking away whether or not you can tell who's fortunate and who's unfortunate, less fortunate, should I say. And that keeps a lot of chaos down in the school. And it bring the kids a little closer together, because now all we can do is talk about school or just being friends. Well, I don't have to worry about you got this a little bit better than I do. So I'm all for the school uniform. And my child goes to the school. I ain't got to buy that much clothes. My son is a student at the school.
Keep their khakis from being dingy, though. Don't sit in the school, no dingy khakis. Two questions to all of y'all. Do black men learn differently from other races? Do black men learn differently? That's all to y'all. Do black men learn differently? Y'all
lessons.
Yeah.
You
feel like the learning is different from the lessons?
Yeah, the lessons we go through, and everybody don't go through the same lessons we go through. Things we go through,
such as
the neighborhoods we deal with, police in neighborhoods we deal with, seeing all kind of bogus pastors in the neighborhood, all the kids we see, we go through different experiences. Like we right now in certain neighborhoods, kid, a 30-year-old riding a bike is suspect now. He might got drugs on him. His whole childhood be erased. They go through different experiences, man. So I feel, of course, it's different.
I definitely agree with him, man. First of all, just being young and black, that's a target anyway. So we go through different experiences. Billy might not get in trouble for riding his bike in a hoodie on. He's just a natural kid, a regular kid. But a black dude in the neighborhood with a hoodie on, riding a bike, oh, they gonna stop him instantly. And don't let him have no book bag.
It's over.
I mean, it's different lessons taught in this world that rear us in certain ways that we can't do this or we can't do that. So, I tell my son all the time, man, if you get stopped, put your hands up, don't say nothing, call your mom, call me, and then we'll handle it from there. He's 14 years old.
That's the other, I'm not saying all, but like he said, Billy not worried about that. Police here to help you, they work for you, they're to help you. They get that whole experience. So you're going to grow up outlooks. It's a whole different.
Well, I think a lot of us, our kids will learn just from modeling what we do. I'll give you an example of that. About a month ago, me and my son was on our way to school, and Chicago police pulled me over. Didn't know my tail light was out. So my son was in the back seat, terrified. And I said, son, don't worry about it. Just watch how daddy handles it. So the female police officer comes to the window. I let them ask me how was my day. I'm like, my day is good. I'm on my way to work. I said, how's yours? She said, it's fine. She said, did you know your tail light was out? I said, no, I didn't, officer. She said, well, can I see your driver's license? Sure. So I give her my driver's license. So she goes back to the car. I said, son, did you see how I was talking to her nice and polite? I said, I guarantee she's not going to give me a ticket because I was being nice and polite. So to wrap this story up, she come back to the car, run my stuff. I'm clear and clean. And she said, Mr. Daniel, have a nice day. I said, officer, thank you for allowing me to have a nice day. And I pulled off. So I told my son, I said, you see, that's how you handle things. Now, if I would have been, what the F the police want with me for, this and that and that, that's what he going to learn. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it's learned. So I think it goes back to us, modeling how you supposed to do things in a more professional way. Because I easily could have pulling me over for it because I'm black. No, my tail light was out. So I just handled it the professional way, and he was at ease. So, but he learned. I know he won't never forget that experience of how to deal with the police. So
let's be honest.
Here we go. Joe Jackson.
Let's be honest.
Here we go.
When you get pulled over by police, you at the mercy of the cop who pull you over. Because you can be nice as you want, polite as you want. If that cop is not feeling you, or if he on board, you gonna get it. Yeah. So, I just tell my son or my daughter to try your best to do what you got. Drive right, have your seatbelt on. Because if you get pulled over anyway with your seatbelt on, it ain't got nothing to do about your driving. Let's be honest. If your son ride with his seatbelt on doing the speed limit and the wrong cop get behind him, he's gonna pull him over. And it has nothing. He did everything right. So I want to tell my kids because it's not a black or white thing. In my point, it's a person. You're dealing with different people, and some people you could have been nice and polite. Like you had a good officer, whoever phone that is, aggravating. But luckily you had a real a decent human being as a police officer pulled you over, because there's scenarios when you just can say have a good day, and because you sit there and don't move, they'll walk to the car with their guns drawn with your son in there. So it's at the mercy of the cop.
Well, but at the same time though, it can't change the outcome of things.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Well, it depends. If the cop ain't on that, you can be nice as you want. It ain't gonna change what he on. Yeah, it's not gonna change what he on. Go ahead. What was you gonna say, Jay?
No, it's cool.
Yeah. Go ahead. What you about to say?
But I'm still saying, if they can be as a-hole as they want to be, but if you gonna go there with them, that's gonna make the situation even worse. That's all I'm saying.
That's true. Sometimes you ain't gotta go with them. Yeah. I mean, I'm more to your point of view. I get your point, but I'm more to the point of view that we always gotta teach our kids, young men. That's like Lil Rob. Lil Rob is a police officer in the Air Force now. I never thought Lil Rob would take that path of the career. He used to play the video games with sniper games. He was like, I want to be a sniper one day, Dad. I was like, hey, hold on, son. Wait a minute. Hold on, man. But he ended up becoming a police officer. I was more satisfied with that path of career. But to the reality is one day Lil Rob might be home, because Lil Rob like 25 years old, 24, 25. And he might come home. He still wear, earrings in his ear. So he still fits a profile. You know what I mean? He come pull over. He's still young looking. So, you don't know if something goofy may happen, and if something happened like that out in the streets, Lil Rob don't get a chance to explain who he is, his background, and the fact that he's a police officer. That reality is always in the air. But I'm never going to try to talk to him or try to let him listen to some of my frustration to say, respond like this or act like this, because it pisses me off, because of the narrative that's going on. I'm never going to do that. I think that's irresponsible. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of
if you a man or not. I'm a man. We men. It's still irresponsible at the end of the day to get that type of advice.
But I feel like deep down inside, we have a son, your son, your son, your son, right?
Yeah.
Knowing that we still have to teach our kids in this day that you just gotta shut up, be quiet, not out.
It sucks.
It sucks. Yeah, I'm just saying that we do it. We have to do it once them come home. I'm not saying I don't worry about all that, because when it's all said and done, everybody got what they believe in. I love my son. I love my family, so I want to come home to my family. But at the same time, I try to abide by the law. Pull you over, get your license insurance. Once you sit there on that garbage, I don't say nothing else. But I'm not finna let you do nothing to me. I'm just not. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm just not gonna do it. I just can't take it. I know it sounds crazy in some people's eyes, but it's certain things. If you be right, you do what you got to do, and now they want to get you out the car and grabbing on you. I mean, I'm not gonna make it.
7 minutes. We got 7 minutes in the show. Look, Riley, I want to ask you a question, man. I always see you on Facebook, man, with some dress shoes on, dress clothes on. I'm trying to figure out, man, what it is you got going on, man. What is it that you got going on that always, and invite people out, man. People will come out, man.
Yeah,
so invite people out to what you been doing, man. You always doing something slick. Yeah, you always got some hat on, some Dobbs hat on. You always got your gray shadow beard trimmed up real nice. Go ahead, tell us what be going on with your events now.
Well, what you see on Facebook, man, I do a thing called Fashion Fridays, man. Mm-hmm. And I dress up every Friday.
Okay.
No matter what it is, Fridays, I put something on that's gonna be slick. I'm gonna get a compliment, whatever. But you know what? Just by me doing that, I had so many mothers. Could you show my son how to tie a tie? Do you think these shoes match this outfit? My son going to prom. Do he look nice in this? And for them to ask me about how I dress, man, it makes me feel good, man, And on the flip side of what you just said, man, I'm just always somewhere, man. I'm always somewhere. If I'm at a picnic, I'm at a party, I'm like a people's person, man. I can see that guy over there, or he see me, he's like, man, you look familiar. I seen you. What's up, brother? How you doing? My name is Riley. You know what I'm saying? I got a barbershop, 3612 Lincoln Highway, Olympian Fields, Tuesday through Saturday. And they come in, I provide a service, man. And God has blessed me, man.
Yeah.
I've been taking care of my family of being a barber for 18 years, man. And I wouldn't do nothing else.
Let me ask y'all a question real quick. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, we got him here. We all had sports things. I had a question I wanted to ask y'all. Who coming out the East? Who coming out the West? Start with you, JD. Who coming out the East in the NBA?
Oh, man, I'm going with Bron still.
Who you got in the East?
Man, LeBron, he got a free ride, man.
Who you got in the West, JD?
The West, man, that's kind of tough out there. It ain't going to be Golden State. Let me just say that.
Who you got in the West?
Golden State. I ain't giving up on my boys. Splash Brothers.
Who you got in the East, Bob?
I'm going with LeBron.
Who you got in the West?
In the West, Golden State.
I got Philly and Houston.
All right.
Yeah, I would ride with Houston.
He a little late right now, but let Lou Fowler come.
Come on, Lou. Come on, man. Get your
what up, brother,
get your 48 seconds, bro.
Come here and stick his head in. He a little late. Come on around.
Come on around, man.
Come on around.
Lou in the building.
What's up, brother?
Lou, you late, man, but I know. Hey, I got a few minutes left to your segment, Lou. But I promise you, in 2 weeks, I told him earlier, I promised him at least 2 weeks around the anniversary of what you told me on the phone. We're gonna have you back, and we're gonna make sure you get your story off. Anyway, man.
Who you got in the East? NBA. You got in the East, Lou.
Man, I really don't know out the East, man. I mean, Toronto look good. LeBron, I don't know about them guys.
Okay, who you got out the West? Coming out the West.
I would say Golden State or Houston.
Okay, so who you think gonna win it all? Golden State or Houston?
I have no idea.
Okay. We just asked the question.
I'm going with Las Vegas.
Okay. JD, real quick, I want you to plug how people can get in contact with you with your basketball, your not your basketball, your after school program out in the city of Chicago. How can people plug in with you, get in contact with you?
Well, all of my
talking to Mike.
My easiest contact is through my email. It's at JDaniel, JDaniel at B as in boy, G as in girl, C as in cat, C.org. That's JDaniel, JDaniel at BGCC.org. Because my emails come right to my phone and I'm able to respond real quickly. That's the best way, through my email. So if you're looking for a place for your child to be mentored and get some extra help with their homework, shoot me an email and we probably can have a conversation to see if the program is a fit for your son or your daughter.
That's what's up.
Lou Fowler, if you got a minute, man, you probably can sit in with us, man. We're going to do a second. I'll talk to you after this break, man. I'll talk to you after this break. Okay. But anyway, man, let's give it up for my man, Jeff Daniels, JD, and Riley up in the building from Chicago Heights, baby. Man, I really appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all for stopping through, man. Showing y'all manhood, y'all brotherhood. You know, always embracing me and TC and my brother. My nephew, y'all embraced us out in the Heights, made us seem like we
take y'all whoopings like champs.
Y'all took y'all whoopings like champs. We take y'all whoopings like champs.
There you go.
You know, hey,
the softball lost. Y'all took them L's like champs, like y'all fantasy.
Hey, I told y'all, JD the only one without a home run. So Lou Fowler hit a home run over there. Riley hit a home with G-Mo. We gonna keep naming everybody else.
Hit the home run, didn't even know it. We like, Riley, keep going.
I got mine.
Hey, Riley, so why y'all let him be the one to cut people? He the only one that hit a home run. Why he get to cut people?
You know, he the CEO, man, so he do things like
that.
Man,
cut that dude with the cut. What's the dude name, man, who came out with all the Cubs?
Soriano. Larry, I'm sorry, man. I had to give you the act, man.
Who came out with all the Cubs get on? He made 2 errors in a row. Y'all cut that dude in the middle of the game.
The killer wasn't nobody mad with that decision, though.
It wasn't. Man, I appreciate y'all again, man. One more time, let's give it up for our man, JD and Riley in the building. On the other side of the break, we'll be bringing up our man, the money man, Mr. Lee Moore, baby. Yeah. You listen to Joe Jackson with Bobby TC
on IntellectualRadio.com. Much love, y'all.
Question of the day: what's the last book you read, or what's the last part of what last thing you've been researching? What's the last book you read? What's the last thing you've been researching? Tanisha quoted the last book she read was Instinct of Steve Davis. What was the last book you seen?
Soul for Sale.
More spicy.
Time.
Yes, man. Give it up.
From Chicago Heights. Let's give it up for Lou Fowler building.
Oh, keep it going.
Here we going. From the south side of Chicago, Illinois. Let's give it up for the Money Man. More Money Man in the building.
Hey, what's up? Lou Fowler. Like that. Man, that's what's up, man. We celebrate,
in the
brother,
building,
man.
in the building, yeah. Show love, show love.
Man. How y'all doing? Lou Fowler, man, my fault, man, for the mix-up of the time that I sent you. We ain't gonna never have Lou Fowler out here looking like Lou Fowler ain't about what his business.
Yeah, see that man, man in the
never
building.
Have him out here.
Right.
I sent him the wrong time.
Right.
Period, point blank. But Lou Fowler gonna come back on in a few weeks anyway, because he got such a
he that dude.
awesome story to tell about something that's so real that I really want y'all to tune in, and we really gonna make sure that y'all tune in for the gist of Lucy Fowler's story. Is real dear to his heart. Just a tidbit. It was about the death of his brother. What's your brother's name so people could research it real quick?
His name is Benjamin Uwumarogi. His father's Nigerian.
Spell his last name.
Uwumarige.
Spell it one more time.
Uwumarige.
Now I want y'all to research this before he comes back home, so we all can have a gist of the story, so we can pretty much follow the patterns of his story. So in a crazy way, this kind of probably happened exactly how it was supposed to happen in a certain sense, because I don't think the first hour of our show would have did justice to the gist of what you really got to share on that subject, and I didn't want to fumble it by, talking about, like TC called a love fest what we was having with Chicago Heights. I didn't want to fumble.
You know what I'm saying, Earl?
Yeah, your story is a real story, man. But you always welcome to sit on our panel anytime you want to.
And plus because
you're Fowler, baby.
Come on now, you in the building, Lou.
Yeah, I'm out here with you.
Lee Moore, Money Man.
What's going on,
man? How you doing, brother?
Man, I couldn't dream it no better.
Man, hold on a second. I'm sorry.
Man, from now on, man, y'all don't know from 4 to 6, don't call that phone.
Man, that's my job, man. Let you know I need to be financially free. See, that's
Right.
Anyway,
let the man help us right here.
Money Man, talk to me real quick, man, about your finance, your background in financial services, real estate, and everything that's going on with you, sir.
All right. Well, I started back I first got licensed for financial services in 1994. That was when I got licensed, and it was a funny story, man, how, things happen the way they're supposed to happen. I think when we were growing up and people say, well, what do you want to be when you grow up? People say policeman or fireman, and I would always say, I want to be rich. I mean, I didn't know how. It ain't like I had the plan laid out, but that's what I would say. And, I was living in Cabrini Green at the time, man, and this white guy kept inviting me to come to a meeting in Hinsdale. Well, first of all, I didn't know where Hinsdale was at. I ain't had no business in Hinsdale if you live in Cabrini Green, right? So I would never go to the meeting. So this guy started coming to pick me up on Thursday night to take me to Hinsdale. And so I would go, and I'm dressed with sweatpants on or gym shoes, and it's all white guys in suits and ties and stuff. And they would be talking about the rule of 72 and how money works and mutual funds and all this stuff that wasn't a part of our conversation, And so, but what they did, man, that guy actually changed my life, because sometimes I think a lot of times people misunderstand when I say you have to change the people around you. I'm not saying get rid of all your broke friends and family, but what I'm saying is the conversation is different. When I hang out with those people, we talk about the Bears. When I hang out with my other friends over here, we talk about how they bought this building and mutual funds and how to make money, So the conversation is different. So that gave me what I couldn't get from my family. Because my family all worked, they all had jobs, but my family tree never grew into a tree. It's a bush, because it never grew into a tree because they didn't know. You pay for what you don't know, So that changed my life. But to make long story short, that same white guy that did that for me, he ended up working for me at my mortgage company. So that's just funny how things work. But he don't even man, that changed my life. Because I had nobody to do that for me. Sometimes you have to have people help you leaders help take people where they can't take themselves. So that's what he did for me. So now I feel that it's my responsibility to help other people.
So like mentors, like
absolutely. And I have a mentoring program that we're going to discuss, but that's why I do that. And people say, well, man, Lee, you tell people all this stuff for free. Well, it don't belong to me. So somebody did that for me. So it's my responsibility to try to help other people. If I tell you about real estate, you ain't gonna buy all the houses. We ain't gonna run out. But that's our mentality as a people. That's how. Well, I can't tell you. I just want you to see my car. I don't want to tell you how I got it. You see? So we got to stop that, man. It's just bad. Right, absolutely.
So you got 20 years of background. Well, not more than 20 years, probably, but 20 years financial services. In real estate, specifically real estate. So you had a mortgage company.
Well, it wasn't. Yeah, I had a mortgage company, Midwest Funding, but it wasn't just in real estate. I was teaching people about money, educating them. So I was doing insurance, investments. So I was taking people and saying, man, you need a long-term plan. So if you make it to retirement, you're going to be okay. But when are you going to die? So in case you don't make it, your family's still taken care of. So right now, today, you think back how many years that was in 1994, and I still see people on Facebook using GoFundMe as life insurance because that's not what we do. The first thing we cancel is our life insurance. And they said, well, I mean, I'm only 28. Well, the younger people dying faster than the old people now. But for some reason, we think GoFundMe is life insurance. You know, so, but it's not. It's lack of knowledge, man. You always hear people talking about lack of knowledge. And, you know, I'm not being funny or nothing, but a lot of people walk around quoting scriptures and stuff. But, you know, listen, it's a thing called reading and comprehension. If you're not comprehending what you're reading, then you're just reading a novel. It doesn't mean anything. Because it also says in there, you should owe no man. Well, why are all the Christians in debt? I mean, it's all right to tell the truth around here.
Yeah,
I'm just checking.
I'm with you.
Y'all about to get me fired up.
Hey,
in here.
get fired up.
I like that.
That's
You
what this
understand,
baby.
right? You understand? We
No,
like that talk.
No, Lee, we need this, man.
Yeah.
We need.
That's why we got you here, man.
Coming from, man. We need.
I'm gonna tell you one of the things that's near and dear to my heart, man. Right now, I'm on this financial empowerment thing. That's why I was telling you, man, I'm on a crusade right now, man. And the reason why I just did a seminar last Thursday at the Ray Kroc Center on 119th. I'm over to Chicago. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the meetup groups. I'm over to Chicago Southside Real Estate Investors. I got 750 people in my group. So basically what I do now, that group is basically for real estate, but I also put finance in there because you can't do anything without that. Listen, if we all leave here and go to the airport and we go stand out there and pray for the ticket agents and all that stuff, when we get through, we still need a ticket, no? So I'm not being funny or nothing, but no matter anything you do, it takes money to do it. But for some reason, we don't want to talk about it. Because when we go to a party and they say, hey, how's it going, Bob? Hey, everything fine, man. How's it going, TC? Well, man, you know, my mortgage is behind. I don't know how I'm going to pay my car note. People don't say that. But because it's not real. So everybody walk around talking about keep it 100. They really want it about 65. So everybody don't want the truth, but that sound good because that's what keep it 100. You don't want it 100, man. So what I've been on now is the financial empowerment thing. And what I mean by that is this. Back when I was growing up, the churches used to be the pillars of the community, you know, because the pastors lived there. You know, we would be outside playing and all of a sudden the pastor walk into the corner store, hey, boy, y'all put them rocks down, you know. Well, you don't see that anymore because the pastors don't live there. They live in the suburbs now, you know. So really, to me, I still look at the churches as pillars in the community. So I go out to the churches and do seminars because I can talk to one person or I can talk to 40 people in that same hour. We have to collapse time frames. So when I go there and I say, well, man, we're talking about financial empowerment. Financial empowerment, you can't, first of all, you said I can tell the truth, right?
Absolutely.
You can't empower broke people. So we can keep marching and we take busloads of broke people to Springfield to march. Does that change anything? No, because you can't. Marching was good in the 60s. It got us to a certain point. You know, you remember when the Bulls kept winning and they had the other coach before Phil. And they said, well, he didn't took us as far as he could. Well, now we got to bring Phil because he can't take us over the hump. Well, marching got us to a certain point. But now it's time to do something else. You have to adapt and you have to change. So when you talk about financial empowerment, I thought about something. I said, well, if we drive through Roseland or Inglewood, well, imagine if all those people had 700 scores. You think those neighborhoods would be a little different?
Yeah.
Sure, they would.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I figured, well, man, why not do that? So when I'm doing real estate and we looking at all these properties every day and people saying, well, black people saying, man, I don't want to look at Inglewood. I don't want to look at Roseland. Well, somebody own all those properties. Who you think own them? Well, every other race of people are going over to Inglewood and Roseland because we have to wait for them to validate that it's okay for us to go in.
That's true. That's true.
Man, and so now they're going to sell it to us as retail. But man, so that kind of stuff like that. So when you're talking about financial empowerment, the first thing we do, if we leave here, I know the gentleman just left, say he had a barbershop. I wanted to ask him so bad. So let's say I want to open a barbershop. Well, we walk in, we find a place and across the street and say, man, this is a beautiful building, but we still need to do some work. We got to buy equipment. We need sinks and chairs. So we walk to Pace Bank and say, hey, we found a barbershop. I want to own this business. I need $30,000. Are they going to give it to me? No. And so, listen, banks don't give money to people who need money. If you need money, don't go to a bank. Wow. Banks give money to people who don't need money. So one of the things that I thought of, I say, well, we have to teach people how to become self-funded. And what I mean by that is this. Chase ain't going to give us the money. We know that already. That's been proven over and over. So if I can teach people how to get that money themselves. Now we are able to start businesses. The tax laws in this country was not written for people who work 9 to 5. It was written for business people. Everybody needs some kind of business. I don't care if it's a flower shop, whatever it is you do, you need some kind of business, because that's the only way. Listen, in America, either you have stuff that you can write off or you pay that money to the government. Business people, they write off their leases on their cars 100%. You can't. You see? So we have to educate, but people don't know that. So we have to educate them. But first thing they look at is, oh, well, this dude black like me. What are you gonna teach me? That's our mentality. But if I bring my Caucasian friend with me, they're all in. Oh my God, man, thank you so much. This is the same stuff I was telling you, but it's different who it comes from, you know? So what I meant by that, by becoming self-funded, if we get their credit fixed, right? Now we have access to funding, because now you got 700 scores. I'm going to show them how to set their business up, and I'm going to show them how to get the funding. So when you weren't ready to go open that barbershop, you don't have to go beg Chase Bank. You got the money yourself. So that's empowerment. That's how you empower people. We can't keep marching. How's that been working out the last 20 years?
Not good at all.
So now we have to do something different. So that's just the first part of it, is educating them and about credit. We pay more than any. Do you understand? Anything you do, they run your credit. When you buy a cell phone, they run your credit. When you get insurance, they on your car, they run your credit.
Yes.
Anything you do, the first thing they do is run your credit. But yet, it's not that, oh man, I got a 640, I'm good. Sure you are. You're good, but let me explain the difference. They constantly, consistently take advantages of us. You know, I live in Shorewood. Ain't no currency exchanges in Shorewood. It ain't no payday loan store, and it ain't no title loan store. If you want to find those, you have to go to Joliet. You think that's by coincidence? But we got Edward Jones. You see the difference? But now we leave out and go ride through roads, and every corner is payday loan, checking the cash, all this stuff. You ain't going to see none of that in Shorewood. That's not by accident. So since nobody else is helping us, we have to help us. I heard somebody talking about before, I think the gentleman was talking about accountability. We're accountable for us. So we got to quit looking to everybody else to help us out. Now I'm gonna calm back down, man. But I get
good, man. No, I want to.
Yeah, man.
Just to move in on TC.
Man.
Yeah, this is an open panel discussion. I know Lee fired up, but
man, you know,
but it's an open panel. So anytime y'all want to jump in there, whatever question y'all got to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. But I wanted to ask you a question. I want you to stay on your focus, but I wanted to ask you a question that you said about credit score. Like, how would it make a difference in the neighborhood?
Here's how.
You know, understand the question I'm asking?
I understand.
Okay,
yeah. Right. So, first of all, if our credit is bad, we can't buy a house. Realistically, and through, if you wanted to buy, we can't empower people with, if you got a 500 credit score. How can we empower you? Because nobody's gonna give you a loan. You can't buy a house. Most of our people don't even realize if you bought a house, you would pay less than what you're paying for rent.
That's true.
Why don't we own homes? Because we're not in position to own homes. That's our mentality. Do you understand? Think about this. If you pay $1,000 a month for rent, and I meet people and say, well, I've been living in this building 12 years. You know how much money that is? You done bought the building. So unless it all starts there, that's the foundation. Without your credit, you can't do anything. I think
a part of the angle I want to ask you based on the comment you made was, I wanted to ask the question, do you think it would make a difference in the approach from Black people, some of the interactions, how they act, the attitudes about things, if their credit or if their finances were different? Some of the things that we may see played out in interactions, police interactions. I know it's a loaded question, and I don't want to be dismissive of situations that were taken advantage of by prejudiced people. But I'm asking, do you think it would make a difference if my money was in a different place, or my mindset would be in a different place if I had the financial stability behind me? Or would I allow things to roll off me, or would I make the adjustments necessary? Will I invest myself differently? Do you think it'll make a difference? Do y'all think it'll make a difference?
Depend on the person.
Let me see. Let Lou jump in here first.
Well, I feel like this because right now, I drive trucks. Okay, but before that, 20 years, I've been, in the hair care industry. But I look at now, or the last 4 years I've been driving the trucks. They say it's money in the industry, or it's jobs and everything. It's, it's a lot of, you can handle a lot of drivers because a lot of Caucasians are leaving that industry. But the truth of the matter is, the only way you're gonna make some money is to be your own boss.
That's right.
So long as you're working for somebody, you're gonna get $1,000, you're gonna get $1,200 a month, but you're gonna work 14 hours, 16-hour days. You're gonna work 6 days a week, but you're not gonna make money. I think just like he's saying in reference to credit scores and as far as having money, like you're saying, I think it would change. I think things like the internet, the videos, music, and all that type of stuff is changing the way the kids are now, because the kids don't have the same focus anymore. You know, they focusing on this car, throwing money in the air, women and whatever. And the young ladies right now, they don't have the same focus. You know, they having babies and they're not focused on this and different. It's not like a family thing. And I pretty much think that's, if you had money and you had credit and living in a better situation, you might think different. I mean, that's what I think. And I totally agree with what you're saying, because that's half the problem. Because, when you go to apply for something now, they ask you about having your credit. First thing they do is they ask your credit score. Right. Then they ask you, do you own anything? Most people, they don't own anything. They don't own a car. They don't own any type of anything that they can, that's a value. Besides some Jordans. Jordan is hot, things like that. Things with no value, like my man said on Baby Boy, guns and butter, basically that type of thing. So I would totally have to agree with him when he says that. Our focus is on materialistic things that have no value. And if we started focusing on things that have value, we might be that's why people don't respect us.
That's right.
They don't respect, we have like one of the strongest races. We're very strong, we're very intelligent. And as you can remember, I was born in 69, and I look at when we first came out of quote unquote, as they say, we got away from being black niggas or whatever you want to say. If it's okay if you say, I don't know if I can say that.
You said already.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I ain't know either. I ain't know.
I'm sorry.
He ain't say nothing. I ain't see his eyebrow didn't move.
We heard worse.
Yeah, when I say, I'm sorry. When they say that, we came back out, it was family reunions, family, values. Our parents, we thought, were very strict at the top, but it was about respect. I mean, even with the haircuts now. My mother told me something that's kind of crazy. I look at the NBA basketball players and entertainers. They set the stage for our children, not the parents anymore. You know what I'm saying?
I don't agree with that, though. You think the NBA players set the standard?
NBA and entertainers. Because you look at it. I mean, they first you couldn't wear a tattoo. A tattoo was unheard of. Now they got tattoos on their necks and their sleeves and all of that stuff. And my mom said something about the big head and looking nappy and stuff. She said when we were young, that was known as like the buckwheat type thing. We were going against that. Right. The nappy head and much against it. Exactly. So, up against with us, we get judged on everything. I got judged on the haircut in high school. They prevented me, which was in hip hop.
Would you have a gumby? What would you have?
It was actually a box, and then back then you started putting the parts in the head, we went to the back and put the name, coach say, "Oh, that's gang related," and we like, "What? It's gang?" And we wear earrings. It was hip hop.
Right.
It was hip hop came out. We were getting a chance to get to know who we were and expressing ourselves. And when we express ourselves, we are what quote unquote radical. And when they express themselves, it's cool. You got to wear a shirt and tie. We had to wear shirt and ties and be dressed up at work once upon a time. But when they decided it's okay to wear blue jeans and casual dress besides on Friday, then it was different. But when we do things, it's different. We have to still watch how we are and how we present ourselves. And that's why I say it's better to be an entrepreneur. Do your own thing. Just like you were saying about tax write-off. I was reading the book 50's Law. And my cousin gave it to me and I'm reading. I'm like, oh man, this is deep. This is really deep, because it's basically telling you, you got to be your own man. The reason why we don't step out and try to be our own bosses, or, you prefer to work for somebody. Some people need to be told what to do, and you can't possibly get all the money. And each month, every other week, bi-weekly, your money is short. You're having the same issues because you're not stepping out. You're not able to write anything off. Just like with me, I step out, buy a dually truck. Now I'm interested in doing an enclosed car. All of them have left. The Caucasians have left. They're not driving trucks. You got Polish guys, you got the Hispanic guys, and you got blacks. They driving trucks. But now all of a sudden, The laws are changing. You got to have electronic, book in your car to keep up with your time and driving. They left. Now they all pulling mobile homes and hauling cars and exotic cars, and they getting $3,000 or better a week while you still driving the truck doing long hours at $800-900 $1,000. You think you make a little bit? I want you to jump in there real quick because I want to get back to the theme of.
I just like when you said about the 700 credit score and Roseland. I think that's like a double-edged question because if you had 700 credit score, you wouldn't even be in Roseland. Roseland is provided for people who can't afford that. So I mean, I'm just saying, you to think about it. Like, if you had a 700 credit score,
why wouldn't you do? Why wouldn't you be in Roseland?
I'm gonna tell you the truth. Why?
I'm saying, why wouldn't you?
I mean,
ain't that part of the problem though? No, every time we get ourselves together, we leave.
No, that's the problem they put on y'all, on people who ain't thinking. First of all, why would you put your kids in a situation, a system that's set up to failure?
Yeah.
Why would you put your kids? I don't care. I'm mine, and they never lived though in that city no more, and they would never would because I wouldn't have made it. The little dudes can't stand on the corner out there in Frankfurt and Mass. They can't stand out there.
No.
They can't loiter out there. Just because I got money and I love my people, I'm gonna let my kids sit there with my daughter thick, walking through dudes on the street, and the police will ride by. They know roads are set up for failure. Liquor stores all around. Police stations down the street, they don't even care. Yeah. Why would you put your kids in that situation to keep it real? That's not keeping it real.
Let me ask you a question.
No way.
Let me ask you a question. Is Flint set up for failure?
Yes. I don't live in Flint. The stuff you showed me.
Yeah, I'm just asking because I'm trying to go with the theme. I'm trying to go with the theme that you just said. I want to go with this thing because then I want to bring it back to Lee for me. If Flint is set up for failure, if Roseland is set up for failure, if we get in a financial situation to make a difference, how do we make Flint less of a failure?
Because our people, let's be real. First of all, that's why I can't wait to get back to leagues. I want to see what's really going on. Because everybody that get money, they don't go get the guys that need it. They go find a brother that's going to school and look like the model of them. So you're not really giving back to the hood because you're not giving nobody the opportunity to see that people really care about them. The guys when guys get money, they don't reach back and grab the little dude on the block they got a pack. Show him how to make real money so he can show them guys like that. No, they don't grab a guy that went to Olive Harvey and then went to Illinois State and he tried that fit their mold. So they're not helping the neighborhood. That's true. In order to help the neighborhood, you're going to have to grab somebody, make them an example of the neighborhood. This brother took somebody off the street. He didn't get a degree, he helped him get right. That will move a neighborhood. But when we get money and we want to find somebody that talk a certain way and he's polite, no, when I get mine, I'm grabbing them guys that they put that down. I'm gonna show y'all how to make money.
Put that down, boy.
You be real. Put that down for a minute. Don't act like people be killing us. And I'm pro-black. I keep it real. I'm not a Christian. I'm proud of it. And let's be real for a minute. They make fun of us like white boys don't drink beer, like white boys don't have bongs, like they don't get it in because we smoke weed. Is it we JoJo, we Ray Ray? No, let's keep it real for you. Know the difference is them white people gonna grab their little boy when he messing up. They're gonna bond him out. They're going to cover little Johnny when he get in trouble, put him in another situation to help his life. How many white people you met when they was 19 years old had background? But they family and people grab them and put them away. When ours go through that, they hood if they ain't no good. I ain't wasting my time. So nobody ain't going to catch them. So if you really want to help Flint, you want to help Roseland, grab somebody from Flint that's struggling and help them show because they're going to, and then if he know it, he going to tell his guys, you tell him we in the hood, and somebody grab Shine and show Shine a way to make it out and develop, learn how to invest and make money and get us. We ain't got to move packs. You tell them we ain't going to listen to Shine. You tell me Troy ain't going to go. Roy ain't going to go. A lot of people out that hood going to turn that way. But when you grab somebody that you feel fit in your little cloth, you ain't helping the hood. That's how I feel. That's how you'll help.
I want like a practical approach. Talk to me about something practical
that we can actually
today
do.
Like
let me tell you, I mean, that was awesome what he said, but let me tell you what my idea is when I say a crusade. Let's start with, usually when I go do a financial seminar, and I do all my stuff in the hood, and because somebody did that for me, and so when I talk about that, whenever I go do a seminar, the first thing, when it's over, everybody crowd around you and they say, man, that was awesome information, man. I wish I knew this when I was in my 20s. Sure. That's what they say. Yeah, so you know what I tell them? Well, why don't you teach your kids? See, let me show you. This is where it starts from. Because first of all, think about this. Doctors' kids don't grow up to be truck drivers. And I'm not saying nothing about truck drivers. I'm just saying doctors
keeping it real.
don't grow up to be truck drivers.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
They lawyers and pharmacists, and that's what they do because that's their environment. See, let me explain something. We're all a product of our environment. But here's how you reach them. Let me tell you the difference. When we send our kids to college, we have a trunk party. So I'm going to call up everybody. Hey, Uncle TZ, Uncle Bob, everybody. You going to come over. You're going to bring the Bears lamp, man, so he can take to his dorm room. Bob going to bring him the Bears cover. He going to bring him a box of ramen noodles, right? Because we trying to survive in college. Well, you know how other people send their kids to college? Now, Uncle Bob come over and write a check for $5,000. Uncle TC come over, write a check for $7,000. You see what I'm saying? They send them with money. But when they go to school, they already got 700 scores. Our kids go to school and they know nothing about credit. They have nothing. You send them with a Bears blanket. But yet they come back in 4 years and you say, man, them kids coming back home. Well, where are they going? They can't come back and buy a house because they don't have anything established. And they don't even understand credit. What they do is they send them with money. But they already added them to their credit cards as authorized users. So their credit is established. So when they come back, little Johnny living downtown because he can get a condo when he get his job. Shaniqua got to come back home because she can't rent an apartment.
Yeah, because they get credit cards.
You see what I'm saying?
They get credit cards from their school and run them up. Yeah.
Yes, we got to take them when they're young. That's where that starts. That don't start when you're 40. Hey, man, you know what? Maybe I should retire. But you drive an Escalade living in your parents' basement because we want instant gratification. Man, you always talking about money, man. Where you gonna be 5 years from now, bro? Oh man, here you go again, man. I got Escalade. You see my rims, man? You see what I'm saying? That's what it is. Man, we have to change our mentality. We have such a poor mentality. I'm always out here trying to change their paradigm because that's where it's at. I always tell people, hang up. You know what that means? First of all, your 5 closest friends all make around the same thing you do. Know how I know? Because we relate to people who are like us. If you make $12 an hour, your friends don't make $500,000 because what y'all gonna discuss? I'm not being funny. I'm just being real. That's real. You know? But what I'm saying is, when you hang with that person who make $500,000, it stretches your vision. It's a whole different conversation than when we get together and talk about the Bulls. You see what I'm saying?
That's true.
But like you say, well, where those people at, Lee? They gonna hang with me? You see what I'm saying? But so, man, listen, all of that stuff starts with finance. But we can't teach our kids because we don't know. So it's no way for it to get better. So I'm out here educating them about finance. And man, let me show you how. Dude, I went and started a credit repair company myself because I had a lady who was doing it. Man, let me tell you something about lease options. So I'm trying to help people get houses. So I had a lady who every time I do a seminar, I'm like, okay, here's 20 people. Here's 30 people. Everybody need their credit fixed, right? She couldn't even handle the volume. But now those people don't know her. They know Lee because Lee said he going to fix it. You see what I'm saying? Well, I took over. I started the credit repair because everything starts with that. Once I fix their credit, now I have access to funds for them. If I just go out and do a seminar and say, Bob, here's what you do, man. You go do this, you go do this, and you go do this. When I leave and Bob get in his car, that was just a motivational seminar.
Right.
Unless I come back and say, Bob, I got my computer, man. Let me show you how to set up that business. Man, once we get this, Bob, we're going to work on your credit. If it takes 60 or 90 days, man, then I'm going to show you how to get this funding. Other than that, then I'm just motivating you. But that goal, that leaves when you get in your car. That's gone. So now it's the same thing I'm doing with real estate. Everybody been to a real estate meeting where, here's what aggravates me about that. You know, you see the big seminars on Facebook all day. Hey, come to Fortune Builders and all this other stuff, right? And they come and it's free tickets, right? We're going to have some apples for you and all this stuff. Well, you go, it's a 3-day seminar. So the first 2 days, they give you great information. You're like, oh my God, if this was this easy, everybody would do it, right? On the 3rd day, they say, well, man, if you want this program, it's $25,000. And I'm sitting here looking at all these people that don't have $25,000, but they up there in that line. You know why? We'll let you make payments on you have a credit card, right? And these people are broke, but people are looking for hope and opportunity. And there's none out there. Where is it at? It ain't on 111. So I'm trying to bring hope and opportunity to these people that don't have it otherwise. So when you go out and you see, you actually get a chance to see that, and these people in line. So I run back into those same people who paying $25,000 because they want to learn real estate, right? Well, you see those people here and say, man, how many properties you got? Oh man, they got the stuff still in the car. They ain't nobody gonna read all this stuff. And then, so this guy now, where you're gonna get the free coaching calls, right? You can't go back to California and call me and tell me how to flip a house on 71st. How are you going to do that? But people are buying into that because they're looking for anything. And so now what I do with my mentoring program, that's why I was telling you about the Chicago Southside investors. I take those people. I don't say, bring me $3,000 and I'm going to teach you this business. I say, level. And I teach them. I don't make no money unless they make some. I do everything. While they at work, I'm working for them. I'm in the city every day at those properties, and I split the profit with them. And people say, well, how much do you charge? I don't charge anything. Maybe you can help somebody else because somebody did that for me. That's what I'm talking about. Now? That's what I do right now. That's what I just do. That's what I just did the seminar last Thursday. I do those seminars every month. I'm trying to get into the churches. If anybody out there listening, you got a pastor or any pastors out there, man, give me a call where we can set these up in your church. I'm not coming and do a motivational seminar. I'm coming back and show you how to set up what I'm telling you. That's the difference.
I'll be the first example, man. I'm gonna be a lead by example. You can show me. I'm gonna follow that step by step. That's it's needed in my life.
What do a person need to do to get linked up, support your program?
Man, call me. I set up seminars in different places. I've even partnered with the not-for-profit now, the Music Box Foundation. Man, do unbelievable work for kids, man. Teaching. I was over there yesterday, man, just to give you an example. I do a lot of stuff, but I mean, they teaching blind kids how to play instruments, man. Unbelievable. Playing keyboard and bass guitar and all this stuff. And so, but now I'm partnering up with them where, it's different banks out there that's going to donate the properties to not-for-profits. And then we're going to rehab those and then rent them out to like the people from domestic violence and all this stuff. And so it's a lot of stuff, man. I don't just go out and talk about this stuff. This is what I do. This is my life. I do this every day. So I drive from Shorewood. I live in Shorewood, but I drive from Shorewood every day, 7 days a week. This is what I do.
Why you pick what kept your heart in Chicago?
Because I'm from Chicago. You don't ever forget where you come from, man. And see, listen, I've been blessed in my life, man. When I tell you I couldn't dream it no better. But see, it's a lot of people help me. I didn't just wake up one day and say, oh my goodness, congratulations,
Congratulations,
but it's a lot of people that help me. So now it's my responsibility. See, again, we talking about those people going around quoting scriptures. To whom much is given, much is required. And I can't ever do my part because I've been given so much. And I don't ever forget that. That's why I do it. And listen, most of the time, the problem is everybody, well, how much money can I make, Lee? If you do what's right, you don't have to focus on the money. Provide value. It's just like if we leave here and go downtown, they got hotels down there for $3,000 a night. And then you can go 2 blocks over and they got them for $39.99. But let me explain the difference to you. People say, well, why would somebody pay $3,000? Because the towels are softer at that. They got robes for you. If you need some shade, they're going to go to Walgreens for you and get it. See, price is only an issue in the absence of value. They like the value there. So I have to bring value back. And most of those people ain't going to listen, but that's a great point. You can't save the world, man. You can only help people who want to be helped. But I have to go tell my story. Your testimony is not for you. It's to help somebody else. So I got to go tell them. If we do this right now, all of us in here, maybe one person will get it. I know that. You can't beat the numbers, but the numbers can't beat you either. So that's not my problem to worry about whether you get it or not. I'm going to come and tell you. Whatever you choose to do with that information is up to you. So
what do a person need to invest? What do they need to invest? I mean, just to make the commitment, or is there some type of investment that comes from you? Because I know you're not running around here doing stuff for people that are unwilling to show some type of commitment.
You know what? Most of my people, man, listen, I have to show them how to get. They don't have money.
Really?
So that's what I'm saying. I like what he said about, we'll help one of these. These people don't have money. So I can't come and say, well, man, give me $2,000. I'm going to show you how to do this. I'm fixing their credit and showing them how to get the funds to invest in real estate. They don't have it. These people don't have $25,000 sitting around. And the people that don't understand how to get. Listen, don't kid yourself. Let me explain something to you. All the foreigners that come here, you know where they open their businesses at? In the hood. They don't go up on the north. They go in the hood.
Well, I guess the reason why I'm asking it in that way is because, what I mean is like you have to make a living.
Yeah.
You're not making a living by giving all these services for free. And all due respect to you as a man, as a person, I'm never going to say, how do you make your money? Right. That's not the question I'm trying to ask. But in order for you to have to be positioned to create an incentive for somebody else in some kind of way, you getting straight, but there's some kind of way you got to be looking at the people to make some type of commitment in order to follow through,
right?
In order to even for you to benefit,
right?
Because I mean, we do what we need to do, but as we keep doing what we need to do, we find the benefit in us doing it.
Absolutely.
If we any type of smart person. Right. So when I'm asking you, what do you need from me? What do you need from me in order to get tapped into the same energy, being sincere, being serious about want to change my circumstances around me? Right. And what would be satisfying enough for you to say that's enough commitment right there? Or I ain't gonna say that's enough. You got to go all in, but along the way, you showing me different spots, saying, well, that's satisfying. You just keep it moving. Don't get discouraged now because there's a light at the end of the tunnel, Bob.
Right. Okay.
That's what I'm asking, if that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense. So as I said, the first thing we do is fix your credit. I can't fix your credit for free. You know what I'm saying? Because we have to mail out certified stuff and I outsource all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I wanted to make it affordable where everybody could do it, because that's the first step. Now, as far as them investing in real estate, once they do that, now I can show them how to obtain the funds to invest in real estate. So now, but here's the thing. Instead of you bringing me money, I don't make no money unless you make some. I'm not scared of me. You see what I'm saying? So now I'm finna go work my butt off. You got a job. While you at work every day, Bob, I'm out here working for you. When we finish this deal, we split 50-50. I don't say, well, give me 70%, you get 30, you at work. No. See, you have to understand something, man. The thing that hurts us, man, is greed.
Yeah, that's real.
Bob, I don't need no more than you at work. Because when I show you how to get the funds, now some people say, well, Lee, if you show a person how to get 40,000, man, they're going to blow it. Let me just explain this to you. I'm not running a daycare. I'm not going to come and babysit you. If I get you 40,000 and you go blow it, I'm not coming home with you and say, man, where the money at? I'm dealing with grown people. Some of them do go blow me. Hey, man, I can't tell you what to do with it. It's in your name. But if you're talking about making a difference and changing your family life, I'm not coming home with you and play security, But so with that, I don't make money unless you make some in real estate. So you ain't giving me nothing. You see what I'm saying?
How hard was it? How hard was it for you to come up with this concept? And what does it mean? Integrity financial solutions. Why did you use the word integrity? Why did you feel like that was an important name to use? Why talking to this community that you serve? Why is that?
Because I didn't put my slogan on there, but the reason why, what I thought of is do business the right way with integrity. Because you make more money doing it right. Do you understand? It's harder for me to sit here and try to figure out how to scam you. Because well, what if you think about it? You see what I'm saying? It's easier for me to just do it right and say, Bob, let me show you how to do this, man. If we get this property, now we're going to do a scope of work. We're going to get the contractors in here. I'm going to oversee all this stuff. We're going to do this, and then we're going to sell the property. Now I got to say, well, let me see. Well, Bob don't know about this 10,000. But it's harder to do that. So people put more effort. If we could take some of even the younger guys off the street, man, dude, they running empires out here in the street.
Yes, they are.
So can you imagine if we got all this brain power that they put into running this and hiding from the police and making sure you don't shoot me because I got these two with me and all this stuff and say, well, man, show me a legitimate business.
Yeah, take off.
Oh my, do you understand? We're powerful, man. But see, I always hear this stuff, but the white man holding us down. The white man ain't holding us down. Let me explain something to you. Bro, racism is never going to go away, but the white man don't dictate what we're going to do. We're responsible for us. So all of that stuff, man, we have to be accountable for us. So the people that know, that went out and learned, you have to teach somebody else. But they're not willing to do that because I just want you to see my car. I don't want you to get one. I want you to just come downstairs and watch me drive off.
That's true. That remind me of like when somebody pull up next to each other, like dude got a Mustang and somebody got a Camaro. Why do they got a race? Why we got a race? Why can't we just nod and be like, man, I want to win. That's why.
You know what? That's gas station talk. That's what I call it. When the guys used to come in the car, we had the car wash out there, and the guys would come in there and be like, oh man, I got $10,000, man. I put the cold intake and all that. Bro, where you gonna run it at? Right. I mean, you bought a Hellcat, it's already fast, but you need to put 10,000 more in the motor. Where you going to run it at? It ain't like you going to the track. So you finna test it out on 111? You see what I'm saying? Right. I mean, so it sounds good.
You know, it's funny you say that. I was sitting, when you go to the guys you see drive trucks. You know, this guy might have 2, 3 trucks, and he got these cars and all this, and he got guys working for him. Instead of them helping the guy get a truck so he can be an entrepreneur, owner, operator, they prefer them to work for him. And when they work for him, they getting paid the bare minimum. And they say, hey, man, well, I got as much for you to get my own owner, operator, and get my authority. Oh, man, that's like $2,000, $3,000. And when you do your research, it's about $700, $750, $500.
You know why that is? Yeah. The guy, I told the guy yesterday, he said his boss pulled up in a Lamborghini, and he was like, oh, my God, man, this thing is awesome, man. This is nice. And so his boss said, man, listen, if the guy was working for him. If you keep working hard, man, do all your hours, work on weekends, man, never complain, I'll get another one next year. And the dude was like, what do you mean? See, let me explain something to you. Either you build your own goals and dreams or you build somebody else's.
That's real, real talk.
But man, work hard, get your hours in, TZ. Man, I'll get another one next year. And he's sitting there like, he thought he was going to say, well, man, maybe you'll have one of these ones. No, you won't, but I will. You see? So that's that mentality, man. It's, one of the serious problems with us is we can't collaborate on anything, man. Because what if you make some money too? We don't want him to make no money, man. We can't do that. Once we learn that we can collaborate, every other race of people work together except us. Go try to. You ever tried to work with? No. Not in a circle. Go try to work with Polish people. You can't go up north on Lawrence and open a business.
No, you cannot. No, you cannot.
Every foreigner that come here, they open their business in our neighborhood. But we ain't got no money, but we spend more money than anybody. That's right. Where did that money come from? We ain't got no money. We the brokest people, but we spend more money than anybody, but yet they come here and they get rich in the hood. And this is my last question about that, because I get fired up, but this is my last question.
No, we love it, Lee, man.
No, I just want y'all to understand something. I sit at home and I watch the news. I'm like, oh man, another 30 people killed. Well, Black Lives Matter, man. Only if a white cop kill them, it matters. Because I ain't seen nobody marching when they shot 12 people last weekend. Okay. It wasn't no march nowhere. But here's my thing. Why is it that if we walk down the street, they'll rob us, they're gonna take how do they say, run your pocket? They're gonna take our watch first. But yet them Arabs leave out them liquor stores at 4 o'clock every morning. You ain't seen on the news about them robbing them. Why is that? Y'all better go on, man, before I get fired up.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Take it away, TC, cause I'm about to get.
Yeah, that was real what you said, man. I can't even. That's real, cause I mean that's the truth, man. They get mad at you talking about somebody selling weed on the other block taking his money, but you got the Arab over there making millions.
And come out with that money. Come out with that money.
And they gonna open up another one.
But we fighting over the houses on the block. Right. So I asked the dude, we going in the house, I go see properties every day just about. So I'm going in the house, the guy sitting over there on the porch with 40 ounces, 3 of them. So I got the little contractor dude with me, so he's scared already, So we just going in, you gotta look like you been there before. What's up, fellas? I always speak, Hey, what's up, big bro? And then, so he's like, man, what y'all riding? Bro, we ain't riding nothing. We over here in this regular expedition right now, bro. So then he came off the porch. I said, man, let me holler at you a minute. So I say, bro, let me just be real with you. I ain't trying to be funny or nothing, man. So do you own this house here? He was like, no, man, it's my grandmother's house. I say, do she own it? Well, no, she rented it. I say, nah, let me explain this to me so I can just have some understanding. So I say, well, if we out here, we fighting over territory, right? Because so-and-so got this block and you can't come across here and all this. I say, how many houses you own on this block? None. So we fighting over something that ain't even yours. I would feel better at least if you say, well, bro, I own 3 houses on this block. Then fight for that block. You don't own damn brick over here. He was like, man, you right, big bro. Man, I say, you over here talking about what we riding. You should have been saying, man, how can I get in on some of this, bro? What can I do? Can I come clean it up?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Right. But that's our mentality, man. So we can't get ahead. But the white man holding us down.
Well, I got something even colder. When I used to do scatter sites. And scatter sites, we working down in the Hell Keys and the different ones and all that. It was crazy. Okay, it was crazy because if we were rehabbing, suppose this was when George W. Bush was in the house, we were rehabbing and spending all this money. Meanwhile, downtown, Daley and his crew, city of Chicago, they were down there plotting how to get this property back. So, we changing the houses, we changing doors, and these people wouldn't go to another apartment. They'd rather us fix the apartment up while we're in the apartment. I mean, while they're actually in there. Well, right down the hall is a brand new apartment rehabbed and everything. But the craziest thing was when we were doing it, we knew because we went to these meetings that in a couple of years they were going to be out of it. And they said, "Oh no, we're not going in. We're going to be here." So we steady working and fixing them up. And as soon as it happened, and then whatever contract they came up when Daly got out, everybody was gone. Ron Emanuel came in. We started moving them places, but they had vouchers. The vouchers only went to Roseland, Gardens, 130th. They sent them way past Northern. They sent them south, like past Carbondale, places, Decatur, places. I guess I know. Basically, to me, like to get rid of you. But a lot of people, you know, they kind of stayed in 63rd and all that stuff. But when I go back and, you know, I'm riding in, I'm just imagining, man, this used to be Robert Taylor home. Used to be there because now there's beautiful buildings and schools and things like that. They want that back. So now they're moving them to the suburbs.
They got it.
And now they're in the suburbs. In the suburbs, it's like your quote unquote Inglewood. But Inglewood, it used to be as bad as it is now until you start bringing the people out of the buildings who never ever came out of because those young down there 5 years, those people I watched the same people, they never came out of the buildings because out in the case I did Cabrini Green before Cabrini Green was there.
What's y'all prediction on that beautiful South Shore land down there on South Shore? What's y'all prediction on that?
There's a lot going on in South Shore, man. I mean, you know, with the Obama Library and about this golf course that Tiger Woods supposed to be building, this $30 million golf course. Man, listen, any shack you can get over there,
you're good.
You better get it right now.
They finna get that.
That's gonna be bigger than Bronzeville, man. You know how everybody run to Bronzeville now? I mean, they want $300,000 for a good building in Bronzeville. South Shore gonna be bigger because of what they have. Those two things.
They're changing that golf course that's over there.
Yeah, man.
Is that the one you're talking about?
Well, Tiger Woods building a new one.
I'm talking about the whole strip, the South Shore.
Yeah, just the strip.
The whole strip.
Yeah.
I'm talking about what you think gonna happen to that whole strip.
It's gonna be something.
So they're gonna go get that.
Yeah,
that's not gonna stay all beat up and.
No, it's not.
That's not gonna stay like that.
All of that's gonna change.
That is
Stony Island, all that stuff.
Even the Inglewood is supposed to be changing, from my understanding. That's what Angelina was saying. She said they buying up all the property in Inglewood. You see a Whole Foods in Inglewood, you think, oh, we got a Whole Foods. We don't shop at Whole Foods.
Right.
Who shops at Whole Foods? They shop on, and they walking and jogging in the neighborhood. You don't mug
They don't bother them.
They don't bother them. I don't understand that. Can somebody explain that to me?
No, that's real though. What you're saying, but
I don't understand that.
Lee, I want you. How can anybody get in contact with you real quick? I mean,
let me give you my
left in the show. I want you to plug yourself.
Okay.
Plug yourself.
Okay.
All channels.
My company is Integrity Financial Solutions. My number is area code 773-905-9192. Again, 773-905-9192. Or you can reach me by email at mortgagemanlee@yahoo. So it's just mortgagemanlee at yahoo. Please feel free to reach out and we'll meet and you know.
Yahoo account.
Absolutely. I keep a Yahoo. I can't change it.
I got a Gmail.
Hey man, I want to give it up, man, for my man Lou Fowl. Lou Fowl, real quick, plug yourself, Lou.
Oh man, I had a great time. Thank you for having me.
I'm looking forward to that. You back on?
Hey, you're gonna be back on. We want a day after the show. We'll set a day.
Yeah, I'll be more than happy to come back with all the stuff that's going on.
Man, let's give it up for my man Lou Fowler, and let's get up for the money man, Limo.